For those of you who don't know, K Will, why don't you introduce yourself to the world and tell us where you're from?
What up, people? It's your boy K Will from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Detroit, Michigan, Dirty Mitty. Yeah.
Tell us about your name, how it came about. Give us a little insight, man.
When I was coming up, I always used to come around, was an older cat. His name was J Will. We had pretty much the same initials, but his was JW, mine was KW. So, pretty much from that point, people was calling me K Will, and I just took a liking to the name, and from that day, it just stuck with me.
Right. So, Will, why don't you tell us a little bit about your situation? You got JR Records, Deep Entertainment. Why don't you start out telling us about JR Records? Who's on the roster, what's on deck. Talk about some of your past and upcoming products.
Well, JR Records is a label, basically a strong independent out of Michigan. I'm signed to that label. And on that label, we got artists, DJs, and producers. And, we got DJ New Money. He had put out a local project. Motown is back. That did very well locally. But mainly, it's about K Will right now, the Born Again album. That's what the label is pushing, and that's what our focus is. How I came about with Deep Entertainment, also known as Deep Distribution, depending on which side of that company you own. We was shopping for a distribution deal for this new album that's in stores now, Born Again. And one of my managers, Coach Finley, was able to get a meeting with Derek Diggs down at Deep Entertainment in Houston, Texas. And after he heard my music, it pretty much was a wrap from that point. And that's pretty much JR Records, and that's how I pretty much got linked up with Deep Entertainment.
Now, as an independent artist, having distribution is a major deal. Dealing with Deep Entertainment, how's that going?
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and tell you it's all ice cream and cake, because it's not. It's very hard. One of the things that I learned coming up in any relationship, or pretty much anything that you're trying to do in life, you gotta have communication. And as long as we're able to keep the communication going, it makes the relationship better. Being a quote-unquote independent artist with major distribution, or having a major distribution deal, is no walk in the park. Your money got to be right. You got to have a strong team, and you got to be willing to go through some real tests and trials.
So professionally, you've been recording since '05. You put in a lot of footwork to get where you are right now. Why don't you talk a little bit about the movement, K Will? Bring us up to speed.
Yeah, I actually been recording since 2003, but that was a little bit low budget. Started professionally recording in 2005 with a professional engineer at a professional studio. I was getting professional counseling, and pretty much from that point to now, I just put in a lot of work, and I think that's what separates me from a lot of artists. A lot of artists coming up these days just want things handed to them on a platter. That's not the way it go. Blood, sweat, tears, rain, sleet, snow. It doesn't matter. Whatever the conditions was, we was putting in that work. We was in people's faces. We was recording in the studio, selling CDs, putting together shows. From that point to now, and all that hard work, it paid off. Got my album in the stores, Born Again. Right now it's in your FYE, whatever FYE It's near you. It's in there. Born Again, K. Will.
You feel you're gonna bring Motown back? What do you want the nation to know about a Detroit MC beyond your traditionalists of a Eminem?
Well, we have a couple national hip hop artists, and previous to this last album, Eminem dropped, I believe, The Recovery, which is an instant classic. A lot of his earlier music was more comedian, and even though he's probably one of the top lyricists ever in the game, that was just one description of one picture that was painted, image of the city. And then you have Slum Village, that soulful, more conscientious rap type. I don't fit neither one of them. I'm not necessarily a street dude, but I do have street values, and I believe my story is a little bit different, or the image that I'm trying to paint is different from soulful or comedian rap. So, you know, I think it's time for a new picture to be painted, descripting Detroit. And, you know, I think with that being said, gives me an opportunity to give Detroit a new look. And I think that may be possibly what may be missing, and give me a chance to bring Motown back to the era where we was dominating music. And, you know, with the movement that I have in place and some things I got in place, that's pretty much my plans. With this album being the forefront of that push.